How do I... Oh, true. Because you don't actually physically...
Ah, well, just wear it on your own finger. Our love is all that matters. No.
Gerald. Give this to someone who you love as much as I loved her. Nightwing. Well, I guess I'll put this on my own finger. Toonlink Dave and United States Aviator, welcome to just some Fire Emblem 3 houses. Those goddess tower scenes where it's you gotta give that ring of Gerald's to your beloved. That is what we're going through today, and we're doing it for both male Byleth and female Byleth, or as you probably better know them as male Byleth, female Byleth, but as I better know them, Nightwing and Skylord. And we're going to start with Nightwing, because technically we've only seen one for Nightwing, and that is Dedue's, and it is fantastic, and I think it's going to be hard for me to top. So as we're watching, I'm going to do it up here too. Nightwing and Skylord. Go and compile yourself a list. Your top 5. I'm gonna not do it in the black one because the black marker smudges. Do I have a blue one anywhere? The red one doesn't smudge too bad. I'm pretty sure this is not going to change, so I'm starting with Dedue up there. Just give me your top 5 for both, and we're just gonna enjoy a nice little show today.
The children of the goddess have been defeated at last. The shape of the world will be forever changed. Humanity is free now. The world is ours once again.
Ah, yes, of course.
Can you believe it?
Yes, no, maybe. I'm not sure. It isn't over yet.
True. There is still much to be done. We can't ignore the possibility that our enemies will resurface one day.
That's true.
In the end, the fate of this world depends on the choices we make. I don't know what the future holds, but come what may, will you stay by my side? You chose to protect me at the Holy Tomb.
True.
Will you choose me again?
At this point, we already have
What I'm trying to say is, I need you.
Need me how? L. Oh, that is nice. Please accept this gift.
You called me L.
Yeah?
That means more than I can say.
Oh.
And this ring, it's lovely. Thank you, my dearest friend. I will happily accept.
Did she friendzone us? Is that what happened? This entire time she was simping for both Byleths, and now she is okay.
I must admit, I feared my feelings would be unrequited.
Okay, never mind.
So long as I had you by my side, it never mattered how many enemies I amassed. You were all I needed. All this time, I longed to share my feelings with you, and it seems you wished for the same. Now, our wishes have come true. This feeling, it's overwhelming.
That's cute. I promise I will always... That would be the one that I would choose.
I promise the same. Together we can achieve anything. We will crush those who slither in the dark.
Excellent.
And restore peace and order to Fodlan.
At least she mentioned it
here. Find a
here.
suitable successor and hand over the reins of the Empire. When all that is done, it will be just the two of us.
Oh.
I look forward to starting our life together in the light of a glorious new dawn.
She was going to hand over the reins of the Empire after that? That's... okay. Keep on keeping on, Edelgard. That seems like a let's make it happen is what we would have gone with. Not
Yes,
like that seems like a lifetime away. Absolutely not.
We must remain focused on our goals. To think that I may truly call you my partner and equal now. The solitary reign of Edelgard has come to an end. From now on, we walk this path together. With time and care, the darkness shrouding this world will be lifted. You and I will become the light that shines over Fodlan, just as you have shined upon my life.
Oh. Okay, well that's nice. It's no it's no to-do, so I don't think I'm putting it up there yet, but it's nice.
Come now, my friend. You must stop staying up so late. Tomorrow is yet another early morning.
So I'm gonna stop real quick. I was just kind of shocked by the music playing during this one. Usually it's always the music that was playing during Edelgard's one right there. This one is this music, which is strange.
Then again, I know that matters little. You cannot sleep, can you? Neither can I, of course. I want you to know I am sorry for making you do so much when your battle wounds aren't even completely healed yet.
Yeah, and what of yours? Not it's awful. It was like, no, it's dreadful. How dare
My
you?
shoulder has healed nicely. I still have some numbness in my hand, but it should not hinder me too much. It is a lovely night, is it not?
Absolutely.
How many years has it been since I was kept awake by hopes for the future, rather than by nightmares of the past?
Nightmares? Are you finally referring to them as nightmares and not ghosts?
I have had the same nightmare for 9 long years. A nightmare in which I am constantly tormented by those who have died.
Admittedly, a nightmare that you are constantly tormented by is essentially like a ghost. Something you can't physically, like, tackle. Huh. Go on, Dimitri.
They ask me why I have not avenged them, why I got to live, yet they had to die. No matter how many corpses I piled up for them, in the end, their voices only grew louder. Voices loathing me, calling out to me. Their inescapable death cries ringing in my ears,
Oh, man.
clinging to my soul. Even now, I can always hear them. I am certain I will be hearing them until the day I die. But I will not cover my ears. I will go on living, and their voices will serve as a warning.
That's big
As a
of you.
king, and as a wretch who claimed countless lives. I will build a kingdom where the people can live in peace. I am sure she would laugh and call such talk foolish. But I wish to change this world in my own way. Well, Your Grace, things will be
Your
busy
Grace.
from now on. Our first order of business is tomorrow's coronation. Once a professor and student, now an archbishop and a king.
Right?
How very far we have come.
We're still the same. Only our titles have changed. I think I would go only our titles have changed.
That is true. To me, you will always be the one who guided me so kindly. My ally through all. My beloved...
Beloved?
Yes. My beloved.
Ooh, hello. Dimitri.
Listen, there is something I wish to give you before the coronation. Give me your hand.
Oh, hello. Hold up. That's real nice with the green, too. That man's is matching. Oh, I see.
Please, I beg of you, say something. If
Oh,
you
I
do
see
not
that
wish
light
to
blush.
accept it, please, just tell me. If so, I will face the truth and walk away.
That's not it at all. It's just beautiful. I got you one, too.
What is this?
Oh, I would go with you beat me to it, absolutely. I would definitely go with you beat me to it.
Yes, I see. Right. In that case, let us exchange them, shall we?
That man's just trying to keep it together. That man's is...
Your hands. Now that I hold them within my own, I see how small and fragile they are. These hands that have saved me countless times. Thank you, my beloved. Your kind, warm hands. May they cling to my own forevermore.
Alright, well, that one's pretty good. I'm putting Dimitri as a soft...
Sorry for calling you out here like this.
Oh,
I
hello,
wanted
wait.
to talk, just the two of us. First of all, I wanted to say thank you for all your hard work. It seems like our long struggle may finally be coming to an end.
Do you really think it's the end? Because, let me tell you, the Golden Deer had it rough. They basically had to deal with everyone that every other rat had to deal with except for Rhea. And they got Raggedy Santa to deal with too. They dealt with those who
The way
slithered in the
forward
dark.
will certainly be rough. Right now, Fodlan is like a newborn, frail and easily upset.
Yep.
If we don't create a new ruling system soon, the Empire and Kingdom will descend into chaos. The coronation ceremony is the first step. Only then will Fodlan truly be a single, united land. I'm sorry that I won't be by your side at such an important event, but I'm certain you'll do great.
You won't be there? Lay gas?
I must return to my homeland. As for ruling this new unified land, well, I'll leave that to you.
Feels like you're leaving me, but
The Fodlan blood that flows in my veins. I've made use of it as best I could. Now I've got to use my other bloodline to change my homeland for the better. I have royal connections there too, insignificant as they may be. It's time for me to struggle all over again and see what good I can do. If I don't change things in both Fodlan and the lands beyond, I'll never set eyes on the kind of world I've dreamed of creating.
I can't be a ruler.
You're the successor Rhea appointed, aren't you? And now you're also the hero who saved Fodlan.
Yeah, I guess.
All those weak people who have nothing to cling to but their goddess, they'll rely on you just like they used to rely on Rhea.
I don't think...
You'll be a leader all who are struggling to survive in war-torn lands can look up to. And I want a ruler who can lay down a new set of values for the people. Values that don't exclude anyone for being different.
Yep.
I know it's a lot to ask, but you're the only one who can do it. I have something else to ask. Please, I hope you'll accept this.
That came out of
When
nowhere.
I first saw you wield the sword of the Creator, I wanted to use your power to my advantage.
True.
I wanted to use you to make my dream of a new world come true.
But
But before long, I realized what I really wanted was to see that new world with you by my side. I still feel that way, you know? I always will. That's why I have to leave.
oh my gosh,
But
this is
nothing will
heartbreaking.
stop me from coming back. There's no way I'm gonna let you go. You know that, don't you?
Okay.
Thank you. For everything. I'll be back before you know it. We'll only be apart for a short while.
Oh,
And now, I'm off to cross Fodlan's throat.
be careful.
I love you.
Oh,
With everything I am. And the next time we see each other, it will be at the dawn of a whole new world.
okay, well.
A peaceful, happy world.
Okay, well, that is... Okay, well... Demetra, I just put you on the list, but I...
You've kept me waiting. Where have you been? The war may be over, but matters of government, diplomacy, and justice remain to be dealt with. There is one problem in particular that must be sorted first.
What
however.
problem, sir? What is that problem?
You.
Me? Moi?
Rather, you and me.
Oh.
To think I had rehearsed a long preamble. Now when it matters, it's all vanished from memory as suddenly as the morning dew.
This feels wrong. For how long Huber was like, ah yes, Edelgard is my everything. And now he's like, so Edelgard's my everything, well check out this new kid on the block with the blue hair.
To the point then. I love you. In fact, I wish to marry you.
Okay. You what? Yes, gladly.
Your candid sincerity is overwhelming.
Hubert's like,
Must have known
I'm sorry,
all
what?
along
Oh.
that I had feelings for you. I've already spoken to Her Majesty about this. She told me to follow my heart.
I like to imagine that when he told Edelgard, all that came up was, you beat me to it again.
She seems to prefer that you be with me rather than some dubious individual.
Fair?
So you could say that we have her blessing.
Oh. Then this is yours.
Is that a ring?
Yeah. I was ready
You
for
came
this
here
moment.
with the same idea. I cannot believe I am saying this. I am truly happy.
Look at him blush. Never see
I am
that.
afraid you've outdone me. I've brought no such token. Not much of a suitor, am I?
He brought no
I've
ring?
never done well with gifts or flattery. Protecting you is easy. but to be a good husband.
Oh, he's worried. No need to worry. I'm the silent protagonist.
Of course such a thing doesn't bother you. I hope I can support you with the same tenacity. Thank you for doing me this honor.
This honor of marrying me? How formal.
I once thought killing you would be a great challenge, but the real difficulty was declaring my love.
Alright, Huber, you're not gonna make the list because you look terrifying in that picture, but this is about to be good. Before we do that, Claude's going on the list right now for now, too. It's odd how Edelgard's the only person who... Well, I guess Hubert's not on the list either, but you know what? We got a lot to get through.
It has been a long, hard road. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. No, not really. Imagine.
Every long road comes to an end.
If I were playing this, I'd be cheesing so hard. I'd be like, no, not really. It was pretty easy. I just walked through, punched everything.
And that is when friends who have walked together must go their separate ways.
Where are you
You
going?
will guide Fodlan. I will return to my rightful position as Duke Eyre.
But your hair.
Life will go on. It must.
It's so beautiful. So it seems.
I once asked something of you.
Yes,
I asked you to bear witness to my achievements.
that is correct.
But even if I achieve nothing, and there is nothing left of me after I am gone, I still want you to see me.
What do you mean? See you how? See you
I
where?
mean that I want...
Say what you say, Freddie. I'm sorry I interrupted you, but look at that. That man's got one that was dripped out to the teeth. In fact, nah. Freddie, you're moving up to second for that one, my man. It's all about presentation, and that man got a ring that was dripped out to the teeth. Look at that.
you to be my wife. I need you as much as I need my next breath.
Ooh.
More, perhaps. I hope that you need me, too.
I understand.
That is it?
Yeah. That's it.
You hear noble Ferdinand von Eyre declare his love for you, and all you say is, I understand?
Yeah, I get it. I
This
like
is
you too.
torture. Please, if you are going to refuse my proposal, simply tell me.
Need isn't a strong enough word.
I am not sure I understand.
Oh.
You do? Does that mean...
Yeah. Let's get married.
Really?
Yeah. He's so shocked.
My head is ringing with pure joy, like 1,000 bells. It is even greater than the joy of victory in battle. It is victory in life itself.
Oh. Byleth.
Apologies. I got a little carried away there. I am shaking. I cannot control it. It would be no exaggeration to say that my whole life, everything I have done, has led me to this moment.
Okay.
I am overjoyed. Oh dear, I might faint.
Please don't. You look pretty unsteady.
Give me a minute or two to regain my balance before you say anything too fantastic.
True.
Imagine making our way through life side by side. The whole world has taken on a rosy hue.
It sounds like you're still passing out.
It is no use. I cannot stay upright. Please, let me lean on your shoulder.
That man's is lightheaded out here.
That is better.
Oh.
We are as close as can be. From now on, we will lean on each other. Thank you, my love.
This is pleasantly, extremely adorable.
Professor,
Oh.
I've been waiting for you.
Oh boy. Go ahead, Lynn. Go ahead. You're livelier than normal. The person was
How
like,
much time do you suppose we have spent together? Enough that I believe I can predict how you'll feel about something.
Sure.
The truth is, I want to ask you a once-in-a-lifetime question.
Once in a lifetime?
Yes.
Oh, hello.
I know that the end of the war hasn't granted you limitless free time.
Mm-hmm.
But you must have more time on your hands than you did during the war, yes? Would you spend that time with me?
Oh.
I want to know more about you. I want to solve the mysteries that surround you.
Okay.
I don't think I'll ever meet anyone more intoxicating than yourself.
Intoxicating is a
I
good
want
word.
you to be mine, and I want to be yours. Here is proof of my desire. Will you accept it?
Oh, of course.
Oh, thank goodness. I don't know what I would have done with myself had you turned me down. Though, I feel like I've come to understand rather a lot about you. So I didn't honestly think you'd reject me.
Lamau. Wow, very confident.
Oh, just wait. I will understand you even more.
Oh, hello.
Our future together has only just begun. Before I become bored of this business, I wish to learn all there is about your crest and your strength. And perhaps we'll even come up with ways I could help you guide Fodlan.
True, he would be useful.
I as a crest scholar and you as a leader of Fodlan. We will take our first steps together into this new world, the two of us working as one. Once things settle down, we can retire to the countryside.
And take a nap.
A place where the air is fresh,
Yep.
the lakes are full of fish, the sun is warm, and where we may nap deeply.
Of course. I should have known this was about naps. I'm not into napping, that's not true. You took a nap in a lake for 5 years!
Without naps, life is nothing but work. I value you too much to let you spend your whole life laboring for others. You're the hero of Fodlan, after all.
True.
Besides, naps are the entire point of retirement.
True.
It may be some time until we can nap beneath a tree, peaceful sunlight filtering through the branches.
His picture is just him about to go take a nap. Lynn never change.
But when that day comes, to have you there lying by my side, paradise. And we will have made it so.
Incredible. Alright, Lynn, that was pretty good, I won't lie. I don't think it's in the top... Oh, we only have 4 in the top 5 right now. But I feel like it's gonna get beat. Oh, yes, and it might get beat now. I do love Caspar. That is my boy.
Oh, Professor! What are you doing here? Don't you have a lot of important stuff to do? Unlike me, who obviously has a little too much free time. As you can see.
I can't stay away.
You can't stay away? What's that supposed to mean? I know I can be a little reckless, but I don't need a babysitter. Oh, do you mean that you snuck out here because you wanted to see me?
Yeah.
We can go train if you want. The training ground isn't too far.
That's not... Oh, that's very blunt. You have to be blunt with this boy.
What?
You do. Processing. 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 Processing.
I don't really know what to say. I guess I never thought about marriage. I mean, I never really had a reason to. Now I'm babbling. I always secretly hoped I could spend my life with you, but this is so unexpected. Come on, you can't just spring something like this on me. Now I'm flustered, and I can't think of the right thing to say.
You never have the right thing to say.
So happy, and I can't stop grinning. I bet I look like a real fool right now.
You usually do, but that's why I love you. Just a little bit. You have a lovely smile. Just a little bit is what I would have said.
I knew it. I do have a silly grin on my face.
It's true.
Alright, now that I've pulled myself together, I want to tell you the same thing you told me. I love you, and I want to marry you.
Oh.
Listen, I know I can be reckless.
Yep.
Stubborn.
Yep.
And generally difficult to be around at times.
Correct.
But you once said you'd accept me, even with all of my flaws.
That is true.
When you said that, I made a promise to myself. I promised that I'd always protect you.
Oh.
And, well, sometimes you might have to protect me from myself. But I intend to keep my promise.
Oh. Thank you. Now I'm gonna start grinning too.
I'm the one who should be thanking you, putting up with me and all. Whew, okay. I gotta let all these emotions out.
You're just gonna yell?
I know. You should shout with me.
He's really gonna.
Ready?
1, 2, and 3.
I love you forever! Oh, come on, you didn't do it!
Right? You didn't. Okay, you know what? I think that one's gotta be up here.
Oh, is this where you've been? Everyone's looking for you.
Oh,
With the war over, I'd like to think they'd at least give you a few days rest.
we have seen this one.
Don't worry, I won't tell them you're here. It's a rare occasion for me to have you all to myself.
Is it exactly the same? Did you ever find your strange person, is what I did say, I believe.
See, there is one person I must confess I'm just a little bit interested in.
In that case, and then you toss the... Yep. And then you
What?
can... So this one is
Is
exactly
that-
the same.
That's a ring.
So we can...
It would be very
I don't
embarrassing
wanna
if
skip
I
it,
had the
though.
wrong idea, so I
It's
have
been
to
so
ask,
long.
Are you proposing? Here? Now? To me? I don't know what to say.
You can choose anyone in
Are you
Feldman.
sure? You want to spend your life with me?
Yes.
Even though I'm not a songstress anymore? And I don't come from a noble family or have any wealth or land to my name?
Don't care, you had a good hat. In
You
part
won
1.
the war. You could pick anyone in the world.
Why would you? Yep. I remember this.
Okay.
That was...
I mean, yes. Yes, I love you madly and I'd be happy to marry you. But if we're going to be married, I had better think up a cute nickname for you. Don't you think? Oh, I wonder what I should call you now. Darling, my beloved. So many options. I starred in so many operas where I captured the heart of my beloved. But I never dreamed that it would feel this wonderful when it actually happened. A life singing for you in a peaceful world. I imagine that life will be more wonderful than I ever could have hoped. I love you. I could never sing anything as pure as those 3 little words.
Yeah, I remember that one. I'm gonna put it up here for Skylord. But really, it could go up here too. I'm just cheesing myself out of, like, you know. I like that one a lot. It was sweet. Cast bars, though, I loved. I really did. We'll keep on keeping on. Oh, we've actually seen this. I can't skip this one either. I can't. That's my boy.
Night. The stars seem closer than usual. Just like last time.
Just like last time. What are you? I thought you were in Ferdiad.
I needed to speak with you.
Moi? With moi?
Yes.
Okay.
When I left the capital, I told His Majesty that I would be leaving his service.
You what?
He accepted my decision with a smile. I do not think I have fully accepted it myself yet, to be honest.
I can't believe it. Why would you leave him?
It was all so that I could give you this.
It's a nice
I have
ring.
come to ask for your hand in marriage. I adore you. I understand that, as the new Archbishop, you cannot take marriage lightly. But even in the face of rejection, I cannot leave these words unspoken. May I have your answer?
Yes, absolutely. 1,000,000%. I accept.
You do? You will marry me?
Yeah, that's my boy. 100%. Ugh. And then there's just this somber moment, but and this is like the first. That's I
am
don't
not
think I've
good
seen
with words.
Nightwing
Would you?
since we've seen this already. So far, I don't think we've seen Nightwing blush like that in any of these scenes. That's why it's at my top right now.
Really have me, uninteresting as I am.
I appreciate your brevity.
I see. Why are you making that face? Is it so odd to see me laugh?
There's just nuances to this scene that just eat me up. It's just so good. I think over all of Happy's is really good. Over the ones that we got, Happy is between Happy and Dedu for me. It really is. I think D comes third, I think, and Constance might be. Well, Constance had Gatekeeper. They were all very good. We'll continue.
I see.
We'll have a ranking at the end.
I have one more request. I know it is sudden, but will you prepare to depart on a journey?
A journey? This is so sudden.
I told you once before that I would like to show you the fields of dusk are in bloom. I know that you cannot leave the monastery for long.
And then they got me super excited. Let's go. Yep, I remember that. And then
I'm
this.
excited also to show you the flowers as they are meant to be seen in my homeland, and to be by your side in all the days to come.
It's just like all of the scenes with both of the characters in the still frame. The CGs, I just love them all, and this one's it's just so good. It's just good to see Dedu happy because that man's just had a rough his entire existence.
It is a fine night indeed.
He's just a good guy, a whole good guy. Oh boy!
Finally, you came.
We're in the training grounds. This is not the goddess town. This is the training grounds. Look at the. Continue. I'm flabbergasted.
Wars begin and end, but this place never changes. And you don't change either.
Except for my hair. That's not true. Neither do you.
That's true. We fought to bring peace to Foglin, but peace is so boring. No more chances to swing my sword at enemies, no more life-threatening battles.
Fair.
I know that these are positive developments, but I'm still a warrior at heart.
Right.
Here I am, watching sadly as my blade grows dull.
Oh. I feel the same.
You do? That's a relief. We're cut from the same cloth, you and I. And on that note, I'll tell you why I asked you to come here. Take this.
Take what? It's a ring. Felix. You?
Without a worthy opponent like you at my side, not only will my sword grow dull, it'll rust. So I had to think of a way to make sure you'd always be with me. This is what I came up with.
This man's like, I always need a training partner, so a better way to make sure I always have my training partner than to marry them. Okay.
And... You're pretty slow on the uptake. Don't you know what this ring means?
There's a light blush from that boy. I want to hear you say it.
If you keep messing around, I'll... Fine. Listen carefully. I'm not going to say this more than once. I want you to be my wife. Please say yes. Let's get married and stay together until we die.
Felix.
I love you.
Oh. Okay, this one's really nice. Oh, and he turns away. Oh.
That's all.
And then it's freaking Felix. Wait.
What? You have something to complain about?
Okay, hold up. Someone's coming off of this list because Felix is going in a second because this is ridiculous. No, keep going. I love you too and I accept.
Oh. Okay then. In that case, I'd better start planning for the future. My future with you.
This is nuts. This is incredible. No, Felix is up there. Hold on. For right now, we'll just put Caspar here, and we'll put Felix here. But Felix. For right now, Felix is maybe number 2, because that was ridiculous. Everything about that was a perfect. Keep on.
Professor, so this is where you went off to. You've been working so hard. You deserve a break. Is there any way I can lighten the load?
Always looking to help. You're already a big help.
Maybe, but I'm sure there's more I could do. You need all the rest you can get. It's only going to get more hectic from here.
He's not wrong.
Even I'm tired, and I haven't done nearly as much. It's been a long struggle.
Indeed it has. It all happened so fast, really.
Yeah. So many people have died, and far too many of them were civilians.
Oh, man.
But with the state we're in now, it might actually be the survivors who have it the hardest.
Wow.
I want to help them, like Lenato helped me. And now that I'm a knight, I feel like I actually can.
And he's a knight now. You'll love to see it. Together we can do anything. Together we can do anything.
Definitely. When I'm by your side, I'm full of hope for the future. And on that note, there's something I've been meaning to give you.
Is it a coupon? Oh, it's a ring. That's very nice. This is...
I want to be with you for the rest of my life. I want to be there for every important moment, every smile, every hardship. I know I'm just a commoner and nothing special.
We're gonna have to see Cyril on this list. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Ash, but we're gonna have to see Cyril on this list. Okay. Okay.
I know I don't have a crest or a prestigious family legacy, and I've done things I'm not proud of.
Oh.
But if you'd be willing to look past all that, I also know we'd be great together.
You mean...
Yes, sorry, I'm struggling for the right words.
Don't want to assume anything.
It's funny, I've rehearsed this so many times. But when the moment actually came, it all just ran right out of my head.
Oh.
What I mean to say is, I love you, and I want to marry you.
I feel the same way. Oh, look at that blush. That's a good blush.
You have a ring for me too? Am I dreaming? You really feel the same way about me.
He's so giddy.
Sorry, I'm kind of giddy.
Okay, well, you know what? I really wasn't going to put this on my list, but the fact that he said the word right after I said the word, I feel inclined to. So, Claude, you're actually coming off, and Ash is going up. Yeah, absolutely. When there's some sort of mental connection there,
This
he's
doesn't
up there.
feel real. To go from a life of stealing on the streets to marrying a wonderful person like you.
Oh.
Am I even allowed to be this happy? I'm worried it could all come crashing down at any moment.
I guess it could. Don't be.
You're right. We should enjoy what we have for as long as we have it.
That's the right mindset.
I'm looking forward to our future. I know I have my shortcomings, but I promise you, I'll do everything I can to make you happy.
Oh. Oh, and the hand in hand. Oh, Ash. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Professor,
He might get replaced, though.
I've been waiting for you a while. I've just been out here watching the sky grow lighter.
Sorry. You got here too early.
No, it's okay. I just got here way too early. It's really just hitting me. For the past 5 years, we've been fighting and fighting.
Correct.
But now the war's over. It's time for a new way of life.
This one I feel like will be interesting because for a while Sylvain envied Nightwing. Byleth, Nightwing.
So, I've decided I want to take responsibility for my own fate.
Ah. Fate? Responsibility? Responsibility? You?
That's right. My crest doesn't decide my fate. I do.
That's right.
It's time for the first step in the right direction. I don't want to marry a girl who wants to use me for my crest. Or a girl who someone else chose for me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to marry someone I really care about. And, you know, maybe I can't. But I'd like to try.
Oh, that's really nice. That's really smooth.
You don't believe me? I probably should have seen that coming. In that case, I'll just have to propose to you over and over again, until you know I'm serious.
Oh?
Marry me. I'd do anything for you. I'm done lying. Especially to myself.
Oh. If you cheat on me, you'll pay dearly. I love you, so I suppose I have no choice.
If we're together, I don't even care if I stay locked up inside for the rest of my life. If you told me you didn't want me to look at another woman, I'd go blind for
Okay,
you.
stop with all that. It's taking it a little bit too far.
Sorry about that. I got a little excited. I've spent my whole life relying on flowery language.
Yeah.
So, it's a bit hard to rein it in.
And there's that blush.
Okay, calming down now. I'm just over the moon about this. With you by my side, I'm excited to find out what this new way of life is all about. We fought hard for today, and I'm beyond happy just to be alive. And now, I'm engaged to the perfect woman. Strike that. You know what? My happiness isn't what I care about today.
Oh?
I'm going to spend the rest of our lives together, trying to make you happy.
Oh?
I promise.
And Nightwing's like, oh, okay. It's also probably hard hugging with all of that armor on.
There you are. I apologize for the short notice, but I'm so glad you could make it.
I didn't know they had
I'm
an
sure
S ending
you're very
together.
busy being the hero of Fodlan and all.
Well, yeah, it's very busy. Every once in a while I have to, you know, file my fingernails, write on a whiteboard, watch videos of myself getting married to many people in various different timelines. How about you?
What a relief. I have to ask you something, but I'd hate to inconvenience you. Do you mind hearing me out?
Yeah, why not? I'd be happy to. Go for it.
Ah, great. Here it is. I'm going to Ferdiad to meet with my adoptive father, and I'd like you to accompany me.
Oh. For what?
I feel the need to set things straight with him, in my own way.
Okay.
I've already decided exactly what I'm going to say.
Alright, well, let's
I'm
rehearse.
choosing to live my life how I want, in pursuit of my own happiness. I need you to accept that. I'm in charge of my own destiny. Not you, not anyone else, just me.
Good.
I've waited so long to say all that.
Why do you need me to accompany you?
That's a very good question. Where do I start? Remember when I teased that I'd fallen for you?
Yes?
The truth is, that wasn't entirely in jest. I fell for you some time ago. In fact, I'd very much like to spend my life with you.
Oh?
Of course, that's only if you'll have me.
I had something similar in mind. You're gonna toss this ring? Hey.
Oh my goodness!
I love you, Mercedes. Let's get married. Also, I like to imagine the Nightwing is just like, well, I'll just take this ring, show up at the Goddess Tower, and see what happens. Nightwing didn't actually make a decision.
Yes! Let's! You've no idea what this means to me. This may be the happiest I've ever been.
In fact, my current headcanon is the only time Nightwing physically actually made the decision is going to the training grounds with Felix, because that's the only one that does not happen in the Goddess Tower. So far.
I'm so glad I could finally express my feelings. Now we can live the rest of our lives together. To think, I was able to choose this path of my own volition, and now I get to walk it with you. Should one person be allowed this much happiness? But still, you're only given one life. Are you sure you want to spend it with me?
Dang.
I may be quite demanding at times, as I intend on pursuing my dreams. I want to help those in need, wherever they may be, and I won't give up on that.
Good.
I thought that's what you might say. Perhaps that's why I fell for you. It's just the way you are. All right, let's be off. It's no short journey to Ferdiad.
That much is true.
Oh, something to note.
Yes?
You should know that I can be quite scatterbrained.
I've said that
and
before.
Clumsy,
Haven't said that
but I will
before.
do everything in my power to help and support you too, whatever you may need. What a wonderful life we will lead together.
Oh. Okay, that one's sweet. Just for Mercy. Getting her own thing. But, this is going to be a trip. But that also means we're diving into the golden deer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm curious as if the Felix, does he get a goddess tower scene too? During the during part 1, during the ball, or do we just go to the training grounds instead? That much I am curious about. But go on.
You actually came. I wasn't sure you'd find the time.
Of course.
You often asked me to meet with you, but this is the first time it has been the other way around.
It's nostalgic to think about.
I know I gave you something of a headache.
Yes.
Please forgive my youthful impropriety.
Gosh, thinking about his scenes. That man's was a headache. Oh, goodness gracious, especially his C and B scenes. A, he was fine, but that man's, oh goodness gracious.
Now that the war is finally over, it seems I am able to resume my search for a suitable wife.
You do have that look in your eye. Any leading contenders?
Just one.
Just one.
Pedigree and status are no longer priorities for me. I now know that what matters most is the worth of an individual's soul.
And that is Lauren's coming, not full circle, but coming a long way in terms of himself.
And there is only one person who calls to my heart, one whose incredible qualities outshine all others. That person is you.
It's a very nice ring too. Seems like there's like 3 or 4 tiers
this
of rings.
all along? Am I that predictable?
Yes.
I'd hoped to surprise you. I cannot believe I've made such a terrible blunder.
Oh, I'm about to surprise you though.
Even so, surely you have some reply beyond that.
Toss him the ring. I'm sorry, that was inconsiderate. Take this ring.
No, I should apologize. I've gone and made you flustered. How abominably rude. Please don't fret about it. I'm no longer the type of person to get upset over others' manners.
Nice.
Do you remember when I said you were charismatic? By that time, I had already become unable to imagine anyone but you as my partner.
That was a while ago.
I did not feel I was your equal. Since then, I have worked tirelessly to improve, to become a man truly worthy of you. What do you think? Have I finally managed it?
You were already worthy. He was already worthy.
I'm so glad. To hear you say that makes all the effort worth it. In that case, please hear my humble proposal. I want nothing more than to be yours, now and for all time. Will you do me this great honor?
Oh, I will. I love you, Lawrence.
You will? You do?
Oh.
Yes, of course this should happen. Not even if you scoured all Fodlan could you find a partner more worthy of you. Or my name isn't Lawrence Hellman Gloucester.
You'll love to hear it.
In any case, I swear to...
This laugh. My mans, go on.
Do my utmost to make you happy. And together, we will make this world a better place.
Still very nice.
Oh,
I think I liked it more than Purdy's. Oh boy.
Are you sure it's okay for you to be here?
Yes.
You're probably right. Even you need a break every once in a while. The war's finally over, but they're still putting you to work, huh?
Yeah.
I bet you it's gonna get pretty busy from here on out.
Probably. Who knows?
Fodlan sure has changed a lot since you were our professor. Some places lost their leaders, and other ones got wrecked from all the fighting. You gotta decide what to do about the church now too, huh?
Yeah. You have a real good grasp of the situation.
Even I understand that much. I'd never become a great knight if I didn't.
You still want to become a knight?
You bet I do. That's what I've been working toward all this time. I'm not sure
Oh,
you heard,
hope so.
but apparently the battles I fought in made me famous.
Oh,
Folks started calling me the Beast of Leicester.
yes. I usually call him one of the founding members of the Punch Club. But go on.
Can you believe that? People calling me a beast. I was offended at first, but my little sis said it made me sound tough. She must be right, because I've had people asking me to work for them non-stop.
Goodness gracious.
I've made my decision, though. I know whose knight I want to be.
Whose? Oh,
Speaking of, I got this for you. Will you accept it?
wow. Gasp!
Marry me!
Oh, there you
Let
go.
me be your knight. Please! Remember when I told you how important you are to me?
Yes, I remember that.
Well, I want to be with you and stay by your side.
I don't think I've ever seen Raph blush other than this moment because he doesn't usually have those kind of scenes, so this is interesting.
I thought maybe if we got married, then we could always be together.
Oh. What about your sister?
It's awfully nice of you to worry about her, but she'll be fine. I barely took my eye off her, and she grew up into an adult. It won't be easy, but I want her to do whatever's gonna make her happy. I'll still keep an eye on her, but she'll be off on her own soon. I guess what I'm saying is, don't worry about her. She'll be okay.
Oh.
I'm more worried about you. You gotta rebuild this world from scratch.
True,
That's
actually.
a whole lot of weight for one person to carry. Enough to crush you. So, will you let me help you? It's a heavy load, but I want to carry it with you.
He's a strong boy.
What do you say? Will you let me be your knight?
I will. I love that man. It's Raph, let's go.
Love me?
Oh.
Yes! Yes, yes, yes! From now on,
Oh, this
and
is
for the
cute,
rest of
too.
forever, this beast is gonna stay by your side.
He's carrying
But
her.
wait, I can't just be a physically strong beast. I gotta have a strong mind, too.
That's true. I actually
Whatever
really
you
like this
need.
one a lot.
I'll work as hard as I can. As hard as anyone. I'll keep training to make sure you can count on me. And I'll love you forever and ever. And ever.
Oh, Ash, that one's gonna be good too. So, Ignatz is about to go, and I fear that Ignatz is going to replace Ash because Ignatz, that man's, he is something else. Caspar was great. Felix was great. There's a lot of good ones. I don't love this. I'm gonna keep Freddy up there. I really do want to put Raph up there. I like that the CG a lot, but we'll just keep going. We'll keep going.
I don't believe it.
What? Dang, he's in here angry. Don't believe what?
The painting I gave you.
What about it?
It was meant for you and you alone.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
You weren't supposed to show it to anyone, but you hung it in the reception hall.
It was beautiful. You should be proud.
Because of all that you've done.
Yes.
Now everyone knows.
Oh.
Including my father.
Yikes, my
He's
bad.
heard so much praise that he and my brother want to see it. He even
Good.
told me that I should be an artist.
That's what you wanted.
That I'm more likely to succeed as an artist than a knight.
Yes. That's good, isn't it?
Yes. I've dreamed of being an artist for so long. I stopped believing it would actually happen.
This man's walked around like, I can't believe you've made my dreams come true. Go
You
on,
know,
Ignatz.
for that painting, I thought of the most beautiful thing in the world.
The goddess, you mean?
Well, yes. It was a portrait of Sothis, the goddess who descended from heaven to guide humanity.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was painting her, I couldn't stop thinking of you.
Well, oddly enough, we are one and the same, so you did a pretty good job.
You are the most beautiful thing in the world.
Dang.
And beyond that... Okay, here goes nothing. I want you to please accept this. Please.
Oh.
Do you... accept? I can't measure up to you. You're the hero of Fodlan, and I'm just a painter.
Dang.
But I can't lie to myself any longer. I can't live my whole life denying myself what makes me the happiest.
You go, boy.
You taught me that.
Oh.
You taught me to see myself. You taught me everything. You've always been so patient and attentive. You never made me feel small or denied my feelings. You soothed my troubled soul.
Oh, the troubled soul of the artist.
My goddess.
Ooh.
I want to be with you for the rest of my life. To love you for all eternity. I want to paint your beauty in portrait after portrait.
He is laying it
I
on
want to stay
thick.
by your side for now and forever. Will you let me?
I would be honored.
What? Did you say what I think you said? You're accepting me as your partner?
Yes.
I asked you because I didn't want to live with the regret of not asking.
So you didn't expect a
I decided to be
yes?
honest, expecting you to spurn me, and yet you said yes. You said yes.
I also like to imagine that all of these scenes have gone by and Nightwing says yes to one of them and then the rest are just no. Everyone's just like, there's a line waiting outside of the Goddess Tower like, I'm next.
You said...
Ignat's gonna hold yourself. You're gonna pass out.
Right. Sorry. Whew. I almost fainted there.
Poor boy.
You're sure, though? Absolutely positive?
Absolutely positive. Certain, in fact.
Then I promise to do whatever it takes to be a respectable man, worthy of your partnership. With my paintings, I will bring the world happiness.
Oh.
The same happiness that I feel when I look at you, my beloved goddess.
Okay.
Sorry, was that too much?
You are laying it on thick.
Maybe I should just leave it at this. I love you. With all of my soul.
Okay. That is real nice. Okay.
You must be exhausted.
Oh, hello.
It seems like our work has only increased since the war's end, doesn't it?
I could use some rest. Maybe a nap.
I am afraid that will not do, Your Majesty. We are in the process of forging a new age.
So no rest?
All of Fodlan, noble and commoner alike, is watching your every move.
So I can't sleep?
You cannot abandon your post now. The people would feel betrayed.
I just wanted a nap,
They
son.
have imparted this role to you.
Yes?
And you are the only one who can fulfill it and accomplish all that must be done.
Yeah, but I can't nap.
Do you think anyone will permit you to shrink from this noble duty?
Yes, you. Harsh words.
I am sworn to help you as best I can. That sometimes requires brutal honesty.
Well,
believe me, I am just as overburdened as you.
I'm sure.
But I will not abandon this. Where you go, I follow.
Okay. Promise?
Yes. For whatever centuries may yet be ours.
Centuries, gosh.
I will always remain by your side.
Extended lifespans, that's what it is.
That is why I hope you will accept this.
Wait, side of the what?
I will just come out with it. I love you. Deeply. Will you marry me?
Flame's about to get in mama. Okay. Oh, and that's a deep blush
tied
too.
My fate to yours, I could not help but imagine how lovely it would be to exchange wedding vows with you. But there is one thing I want to make sure you understand beyond any doubt.
Go on.
I am not proposing to you out of a sense of duty, nor a desire to perpetuate our bloodline. I want this because I am in love with you.
Oh.
I cannot conceive of a world without you in it. If you feel the same, will you do me the honor of joining your life with mine? You
that
will.
was actually okay. Well, alright, Sada. You almost made that cut. Hold on.
Then allow me to renew my pledge. From this day forward, I will always be at your side.
Oh.
Through good or ill fortune. Through the greatest of joys and the worst of woes.
And the worst of woes.
No matter how daunting the task, I will be there.
Great, now that I've said yes, can I take a nap? I'm so glad. That's the first time that I've seen, like, the CG and then more afterwards.
However, we must always remember our duty to the people.
Of course.
Even if it is at the expense of our happiness.
Yes, classic.
We should wait to announce our marriage until Fodlan's stability is restored.
Okay.
And with the thought of that day in mind, we must now return to our work.
Goodness gracious. Do we have to...
There are people waiting outside your office. Courage, my love. Let us go forth and face the world together.
Okay. Of course, afterwards I'll be like, alright, but now that I've gotten that out of the way, oh
So-
goodness gracious, Hanneman. First of all, so it was like, alright, and now that we've had our happy moment, back to work.
Falls the curtain on our time of war. Though I suppose one can never say all is over and done. You have much still to do, and I have miles to go before I achieve my own dreams.
True and true.
We both have many hardships in store for us, don't you think?
Maybe not that many. Yes.
Indeed. Well, that talk aside, I have a bit of a proposition for you.
Proposition, you say?
I believe it is better to travel the path through life with someone else, rather than go forward alone. And you are indispensable to my research.
And so?
No, that's not the full truth. Yes, you are indispensable to my research, but also to my life. Altogether, I mean. I haven't any idea how to treat a woman properly, and so I've long thought I would spend my life alone. But then, well, I met you, and I want to share everything with you. If you happen to feel the same way, or, well, that is to say, would you accept this ring?
I've been waiting for this.
Did I make you wait? Now, there is an unexpected development. My goodness.
Right?
Well, since the feelings are mutual, I suppose there's no need to hold ourselves back any longer.
Is he about to let loose?
Don't you agree? If so, I say we begin the next phase of our research.
Okay.
I wish to learn everything about you.
Alright. I'm ready.
Ready? No, no. There's no need to be ready. I'm not planning any tests. I don't want the power of your crest. I want you.
Oh.
First things first, I'd like to do a thorough study.
Oh, hello.
And in return, perhaps you would care to learn all there is to know about me. I've never been the subject of someone else's research before, but I am open to the prospect. I can think of no one more suitable for the task than the woman I love.
Okay.
The future. I mean our future. It offers quite a lot to look forward to. I can't wait to see the results of this new undertaking.
I will say, Hanneman looks a lot fresher in this CG. I will say that. I'll give him that one. He looks pretty good in that one.
This place never changes.
Gilbert.
Even though Lady Rhea has withdrawn from duty and you have become the new Archbishop, the monastery that was in ruins has been rebuilt. The continent is united under its rightful king.
Correct.
Amidst all that change, this place stays the same.
The more things seem to change, the more they stay the same. You're gonna stay at the monastery?
I have been considering what to do for some time, and I have chosen to remain here. Of course, I have obtained His Majesty's blessing in this. He told me I should live as I see fit.
That sounds like
I
Dimitri.
believe this soldier's duty has come to an end. It feels lonely, yet I think it is a good thing.
Nice.
And remaining at the monastery does not mean severing all ties with my daughter.
Good, that's what I was worried
I fully
about.
intend to visit my wife and child whenever possible. There is
Very good.
one other thing. My youth may be gone, but I would like to offer you my service as a knight, if you will have me.
Might be good for training other knights. You sure that's what you want?
I would choose to serve none other.
Dang, choosing me over
The
Dimitri.
war is
Hello.
over, yet there are still difficulties to face. We of the Church must join hands with the Holy Kingdom of Fargus to make a better world for all. I am unsure how much I can do for you, but I hope I can form a bridge between the Church and the Kingdom.
He would be an excellent person to do that.
Aside from that, I suppose I can at least teach the orphans at the monastery to fish.
Hey.
Oh, I nearly forgot something very important.
Something important?
Yes. I would like to put an end to the deception that has been my life.
You no longer Gilbert?
Grace, I humbly request that you call me by my true name.
I hope it changes
I am
in the top
Gustav
left.
Eddie Dominic.
Eddie. I'm counting on you, Gustav.
Yes, my liege.
It didn't change, it still says Gilbert, that bothers me. That would have been a... Oh, hello!
I hereby swear my allegiance to you, unwavering and forevermore. On my honor as a knight, I will shield you from all troubles.
That man just undid his
I
ponytail
swear
right there,
from
you see
this
it in
day
his hand.
forth to protect your life and your smile.
Who knew Gustav had it? Alright. I'm just here, alone.
Hey, what are you doing here?
It's
Waiting
my
for
boy!
someone?
I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for a bearded man.
Oh, well, sorry to bother you. Wait, are you talking about me and my beard?
What beard?
Anyway, things seem to have quieted down across all of Fodlan. But we can't slow down now.
True.
The work's only just begun. In fact, we'll probably be busier than ever.
I need a nap. Let's get started.
Agreed. I'll always be here to support you. But when we've got a little breathing room, I'd like to go fishing with you.
Good.
We can sit by the water together and idly cast our lines, not a care in the world. It occurs to me, were you really waiting for someone? A little rendezvous, perhaps?
Actually, Eloise, I've been through a lot of people. In fact, about it, like almost an hour worth of people.
Perhaps?
Actually, no. Actually, yes.
Oh, so who is it then? Someone I know? It is, isn't it?
It's
Captain
you.
Gerald, listen up.
From your grave.
I'll ensure that your daughter is matched with none but the worthiest partner.
I didn't think that it would come to this. You're acting strange.
I'm sorry, it's just... when it comes to your life, I get emotional, you know? You've done so well.
Yeah,
You've
I'm
persisted
ruling the
through
world.
so many obstacles, and you just kept on fighting. I have no doubt Captain Gerald's looking down proudly from heaven right now.
He's probably drunk.
And of course, I'm proud of you too. I'm a very proud big brother.
You cut it out with the big brother thing.
You could have let that one slide.
Nope. Not even once.
At any rate, let's keep marching forward together. For Fodlan. For the captain.
For the captain! I can count on you, right? I know I can count on you.
Of course you can count on me. As long as I live, I'll be your most faithful ally.
That's my boy. It was just a nice humble scene with my boy Alois. And then... Oh no.
Oh, hey there.
I need a second. I need just a... Okay. Because I know most of his scenes made me a little bit upset, and his scenes with Byleth, actually. Not just his scenes in general. Most of his other scenes, I was like, he's not that bad. But his scenes with Byleth, let's see how this... Go ahead, Cyril.
Just looking at the stars. I've been so busy, I haven't had much time for that lately.
Huh.
I don't know what to do now anyway.
Oh, true.
I wanted to do so much more for Lady Rhea, but she wouldn't let me. She said I paid my dues already. More than I owed, she said. Told me to live for myself now.
Right, Rey doesn't die in this timeline. The blue... I wish this were the Black Eagles.
Up till now, she's all I've been living for.
Or rather, the church
That's
route.
the way it's always been. So I don't have any good ideas about what I ought to do next. I've got nowhere else to go. Not even back to Almyra.
Fair. Why don't you stay here? You could go on a journey. Yes, take a journey out of here. Go away. Dang.
What am I supposed to do here? Can't stay when there's nothing for me to do.
There's nothing you desire?
Desire? Huh. I don't know. Only thing I ever really wanted was to serve Lady Rhea. I guess that's what I want. Someone I can help. I don't think I can live my life just for me. Do you think maybe from now on, I mean, if you'd be okay with it, I could...
I want you to have this. Do you?
A ring?
Yeah. Try it on.
Okay. It's a real snug fit. But why are you giving me this?
Don't you say I love you. There's no running away now. You've trapped him!
Is this a curse ring? If I run away, I'll die? Why would you... Oh, so I can't leave this place. You really want me to stay that badly?
Hmm.
You know what? I'm happy to stay. I'll work real hard and be super useful to you.
My gosh.
I think it's kind of who I am, living like this. Being real useful to other folks. Besides, I'll die if I try to leave, right?
No. Yes.
Actually, this ring could come off pretty easy.
You want to take it off?
Nah, it gives me a reason to stay. That's the whole point, right?
This is silly.
Whether we stay or go, I'm sticking with you. I've gone and fallen in love, you know?
Dang.
To be honest, since the first day you showed up, I always did like you.
No, that's not true. You envied me. Don't you lie to me. Give me that ring back.
Think I can get a good night's sleep now, knowing I'll still be here tomorrow. I'm gonna head to bed. Sleep tight. Love ya. See you in the morning.
Okay, that was actually nice, I guess. But still, Cyril.
As
hello.
I soared through the sky, I spoke with my mother.
Did you?
Tell me, is it wrong for me to be happy that I escaped death?
Then is she still supposed to be dead? And if you don't choose Rhea, is she just gone? I'm happy. I escaped death too, thanks to Sothis.
Can you still say such things to me, even after witnessing my other form?
Yeah, Nightwing has a dragon kink.
Thank you. Somehow I feel as though your acceptance alone is my salvation. My sweet companion. I am entrusting the future of Fodlan to you. It is the only logical choice, as everyone wishes for you to be the new leader of this land.
What about you? Yeah, what will you do?
I am not qualified to continue leading the people.
Is it because you're a
Though
dragon?
my intention was to keep the peace in Fodlan, I still propagated a false history and deceived my faithful followers.
Fair.
I also took advantage of my position as Archbishop to further my own selfish goal of seeing my mother again.
That you did do, so you know what, yeah, I'll take over from here.
If my foolish actions had anything to do with the war,
We're all happy you've returned to us.
I wonder.
What do you wonder?
After all I have done, is it truly acceptable for me to go on living my life?
Probably, yeah. I don't think anyone wants to just destroy
It is my
you.
fault your fate has been so cruel. Are you not?
Yeah.
You have become so strong. You and I, we were brought together by the flow of time and bound by the hands of fate.
Classic Rhea.
I took you on as a professor, and ever since, well, I believe with all of my heart that this outcome was meant to be. Perhaps it is disrespectful of me to say that.
How's it disrespectful?
Because it gives
right,
all of the
Nightwing
credit
does
to
this.
time and to fate, and doesn't pay you due honor for all of the choices you made that brought us to this moment.
True, I could have killed you.
For all that you have done. For all the joy that you have brought me. Thank you.
It's all
Ever
good, Rhea.
since the tragedy at the Red Canyon, I have lived a solitary life.
But
In
now...
an effort to fill the hole left by that solitude, I took up the challenge of reviving the progenitor god. I wished for you to become the progenitor god. I wished desperately to be held in my mother's arms once more. But that has changed. Now, I wish only for you to be yourself. And to have you by my side.
That's nice to know.
I
Hello.
love you dearly. And so, I must ask, will you accept this ring? If you feel the same, I would like nothing more than to spend the rest of my life with you.
So if I hadn't seen Rhea be like absolutely crazy during the Black Eagles route, or learned that she is kind of a whack job in trying to get her mother back through my body, I'd say like, okay, cool, that's cool. Let's get married, cause she's kind of dope, but you know, oh, love you too.
You brought a ring as well? For me?
Yes.
I am overcome with joy. I never thought I would know a day so blissful as this. That we found each other. Perhaps that means my mother is looking after us, guiding
Don't
us.
make this about her.
As the new leader of Fodlan, if you wish for this time of peace to be everlasting, well then, I will happily dedicate my life to supporting your reign.
Good.
No matter what obstacles we should encounter, I believe that our bond, no, rather our love, I believe that our love can overcome all.
This is also a
Together,
nice graphic.
we can achieve anything. With our love, we will make Fodlan's future as bright as the stars in the sky.
She is also laying it on thick. But okay. Alright, where are we at? ... The war is over. But this is only the beginning. Okay, there we go.
What is it now?
Home?
You are a fool, just standing there and acting nonchalant. Have you already forgotten about me?
Well, it's been like 5 years since I saw you. You said you were going to vanish.
I also said I would always be with you.
That's true.
But perhaps you would have preferred it if I had vanished without a trace.
No.
You were alone, and so I chose to come back to this world to stay with you.
Oh. I was doing okay. I was lonely.
I know, I know. Keep back your tears. You have me now. And I must say that you have done quite well.
Thank you.
Of course you have. I chose to join our souls because I have great faith in you. And yet I must admit I did not know you would achieve so much.
True.
To think you could have died so early on.
Oh, true. Then you turned back the time. Yes. Was it you who saved me? Yes, of course it was.
Well, who can say? My memory is faint. But all is well that ends so well.
All is well that ends so well.
Is that not what they say?
Kind of what they say. Sinchir, I want you to have this.
Huh? What is that thing?
It's a ring.
A ring, of course, but I must ask, for whom?
She said, I want you to have it. So, you. For...
I see.
Yeah.
Or, no, I take it back. You are not making any sense. Could it be that my own feelings were somehow influential?
You what?
But when I think about it like that, I can't help but feel that I'm so in love, I should make an eternal vow.
Goodness gracious, what a turn of events. Really love me that much?
What? Oh, were you eavesdropping?
You were saying it so loudly.
Oh, fine. I shall admit, I do. I love you deeply, overwhelmingly, passionately.
Goodness gracious.
It's a love without an end. And so, I guess I shall accept that ring of yours.
What? So this is a nut too. It runs in the family.
Indeed. It's only right, for you and I are joined within our souls.
Goodness gracious.
And that is much the same as marriage, don't you think?
Kind of.
The stone within your chest is little more than decoration now.
Oh.
That means it is within your very soul that I exist.
Cool.
And so, whatever are you waiting for?
How do I... Oh, true. Because you don't actually physically...
Ah, well, just wear it on your own finger. Our love is all that matters. No.
Gerald. Give this to someone who you love as much as I loved her. Nightwing. Well, I guess I'll put this on my own finger.
A ring. The two of us are one, for now and ever.
Oh, man.
I hope you are aware of that. In sickness and in health, and come what may, I shall be deep within your heart. I love you, and I can feel the warmth of love from you as well.
Love you too.
I know.
Oh, that's
you can no
nice.
longer hide a thing from me.
That's terrifying.
The day you die, I'll follow you.
That's more
We shall
terrifying.
journey as one until the end of time.
I mean, that's pleasant, I guess.
I never tire of being around you. Since we could not trade words for far too long, I have much that I wish to say to you.
Oh, true. It's been 5 years since we chatted.
I know just where to start. Do you recall what we spoke of before?
What was that?
I had told you not to let your guard down. Honestly, I adore you, but you can be so childish.
Did she just scold me at the end of... Oh, I already forgot.
Utterly boring. These kills are worth less than nothing to me.
Everyone goes to the Goddess Tower, except for Felix, who goes to the training ground, and lo and behold, Yuritsa in Shambhala.
Are you done? Let's move on already.
Oh, hello.
The war has ended, and yet this swatting at flies never ceases. I have yet to claim my moments to kill you, it would seem.
Oh, right, that's how this goes. We will settle this.
Yes, we will. It is all that I live for now. Funny, is it not? That we should fight toward the same end, only to vanquish one another in time.
It's rare to see you smile.
I do not quite know how to articulate these curious feelings. I think it could be described as contentment?
Okay.
Perhaps it stems from discovering such a creature as you. All this time, I had determined it was the Death Knight who was drawn to you.
However,
yet, fighting alongside you, I have come to realize that you are the only being who truly means anything to me.
They're just casually having this discussion while thwarting those who slither in the dark, first of all, and so this is interesting. This is like... like what we should have probably seen during the Black Eagles ride if there were like another chapter of them actually vanquishing those who slither in the dark.
Once we exterminate the rats lurking below ground, and all of this madness is settled, once that finally happens, all of this will long be forgotten, and we shall indulge in the finer things together.
Like slaughtering each other? I look forward to it.
Indeed. I abandoned all that I am.
Am I not using the Sword of the Creator?
My true name. Whatever remnants were left of my past. But now...
I can't use the Sword of the Creator. That's actually a very good touch, because I don't have that crest anymore. Because the crest stone is gone. That's good, that's good.
With the chance to fight you It is my only reason for existing. I finally understand. It is you alone who can slay the demon that lives inside of me. The Death Knight. This strange feeling rising up within me. Is this what is called love?
Very poetic. I feel the same way. It may be.
Pleases me. Let us away then, beyond these shadows that we have dwelt in for so long. To the very depths of hell, I will tumble down with you.
Goodness gracious. That man is the king of drama. Hello, Yuri.
You came. I'm sure you already know where this is headed.
Yes, I'll marry you. I have no idea.
Don't toy with me, friend. Though I suppose you've always had that tendency, haven't you? Alright, whatever. I'll get right to it. You're the ruler of Fodlan now.
Yes.
That makes you the most powerful person in the world.
Yeah, more or less.
Next to your brilliance, I'm not much more than a flightless sparrow. All I've got are my dreams, a handful of people working for me, and a pittance of gold. Well, and my undeniable charms, of course.
True.
So I've got to know, is there any room in your bright and shining world for someone like me?
Of course there is.
Always straight to the point with you. I should know that by now. Well, here we go then. I want you to take this. Consider it my token of thanks. A repayment for all you've done for me. If that makes you smile.
Is this really?
You backed me up when I needed some help. Even though I wouldn't admit it. Bit of a turf war, if you recall.
Yeah? You don't need to thank me for that.
I always repay what's owed. It's how I sleep at night.
That's not...
But if you really don't need it, I've got another idea.
Oh, sure.
Maybe it's more of an agreement. In return for this ring, I ask for you.
Just what sort of agreement are we making here?
This seems a rather cruel way to treat someone coming to you with his heart in his hands, don't you think?
Well, you're kind of weaving and wobbing through this, so why me?
I used to feel like saving the life of even one person who needed it would be enough. But I've set my sights even higher. A future in which nobody has to die from something as awful as poverty.
Dang,
I
I like that.
It's a dream worth reaching for, however grand it might be. And you are truly special. I feel like together that dream could be made a reality. It may never happen, but it's important to try. Anyway, I'm just a person like anyone. I'll die just like anyone.
So first of all, the quote, "It may never happen, but it's important to try," that's one for the quote book. That's good.
Whenever that happens, someone will have to take over as boss. I've got that all lined up already.
And I'm boss?
And so long as my people keep living with the same tenacity I've taught them, I've no doubt my dream will live on, whether or not I'm around to see to it. My name might fade into the dust, but my dream will remain. For the longest time, that was more than enough. But now I've come to want something else. When I go, I want someone around to write my name in my old notebook.
Dang.
I can't see anyone else more suited to the task than you.
And now you're blushing.
What's
Dang.
wrong? Did I say something strange?
All this talk of you
I
dying.
just want to make sure things are set up properly. You never know when it'll be my time. I suppose I did just talk a fair bit about death during a proposal.
Yes.
Normally, I'm much more charming.
Very much
Now
so.
you get it anyway. So, will you accept my offer?
Before I say I do.
Something else you want?
Yes. What's your real name?
Well, you certainly don't forget, huh?
True.
I've always kept it private out of necessity. Couldn't have such a secret being spread around, after all. If there's anyone I'll tell, it's you. Listen closely now.
I wanted to know.
Hey, you,
Oh.
we need to talk, now.
I can already tell I'll probably
did
be
it for
writing
me,
this man's
didn't
name
you?
down.
Without even taking credit for it.
Did you clear his debts?
Admit it, pal.
You ordered the church to protect the people of Kupala.
Oh.
Because of you, those mountains will be considered church turf, and the Eastern Church will be restored.
I can't take all the credit.
Sure. But you know, saving those folks was my gig, not yours. Now that the war's over, I'll just spit it out. I was starting to get excited about fighting that fight.
Goodness gracious.
Yes, you could say I was disappointed to find you'd beaten me to the punch.
Oh, my bad.
But what matters is results, so thank you. There. I said it. Won't say it again. There's still a lot to figure out. The road ahead won't be easy. But this was a giant leap forward.
You're welcome.
Right. There's, one more thing I need to get off my chest.
Go on. And that would be?
I'm a mess. I wasn't planning on doing this just yet, but you forced my hand. I was gonna wait until I had figured out a way to ensure Kupala's safety first.
Well, I already did that.
That excuse is out the window. So now, it's time to take the biggest gamble of my life. I'm prepared for the worst. Expecting it, really.
All this? Okay. Just say it already. Okay, you know what? Hold on. Who are we taking off? I'm taking off Ash just because he was there. Just because I said he's giddy and then he said he's giddy. So he's like an honorable mention, but Balthus, he's up there. He's up there. Go ahead. Keep going, my boy.
Marry me, pal.
Marry
Look,
me, pal.
I know it's a big ask. I'm beefy, but that aside, I'm not the most eligible bachelor on the block.
True.
But I promise to become better. Not so selfish and careless. I want to support you, make you happy. The life I live makes me comfortable, but comfort be damned. I need you by my side. Always. If I'm not good enough now, just give me time. A year, maybe. 2 years. 5 tops.
5 tops? No need to wait. A year, eh?
I knew it. That seals the deal then, yeah? Let's get hitched right away. I know a guy.
I know a guy. No time like the
Couldn't have
present.
said it better myself. Guess a lavish party is in order now. We have a lot to do. Speaking of lavish, I know I need to sort out my finances. We'll need a house and all that good stuff.
No, we
Hey,
kind of
maybe
live
we
here.
can just shack up here at the monastery. What do you think?
That's kind of what we have to do, right? Huh, I guess we could do that.
No need to decide now, my love. Let's just focus on this being happy business. The rest will work itself out. It feels like a lifetime ago. But remember when you told me you'd protect me? At the time, I had no idea how to take it. I wasn't sure I could bear letting someone else look after me. I was sure that in the end, I'd be the one protecting you. That I'd be the strong one. That's how it's always been for me. Guess I was wrong.
You protected me too. You had punches.
Suppose so. In the end, we protected each other. To join our strength.
Oh.
To look after you. And be brave enough to let you look after me. That's what marriage is all about, right?
Yes.
Being with you is so natural, it must be fate. But, you know, if fate were a thing. That is. From now on, we'll keep looking out for each other. You can bet on it.
Okay, that is cute. And I believe that is the last one it is. Okay. Which means we are more than halfway through because we... Yeah, I guess that's my top 5. Dedue, Ferdy, Balthus, Caspar, Felix. Big time honorable mention is... It's shocking that I don't have a single golden deer on the Nightwing side. I was going to say honorable mentions are Lawrence and Raph, 100%. But I think I liked Caspar's a little bit better than Raph's. I definitely liked Felix. I liked Ferdy's better than Lawrence. If I had to rank these, Dedue's still my number 1. I think Felix might be my number 2. Caspar might be my 3. Ferdy for 4, and then take that back. I'm putting Boltus way high up there, just because of Nightwing was just like, just say it already. That is the first time that I've ever seen Nightwing just be like, in her mind, like, just do it. Just say, I know what you're gonna say. So I think I might put Boltus at 3, Felix at 2, Caspar at 4, and then Ferdy at 5 for my top 5. But, through the magic of flip-flopping real fast, and now...
The children of the goddess.
This is interesting because we get to skip a lot of this. Like, we're skipping the first 2, Lynn and Edelgard, and then I think we go straight to Petra? I think she would be the next option on the list. Maybe not. We go straight to our room. What is this? I've never seen this one. I understand where we are now. Okay, well, we'll start here. Let's go. And we're starting with,
made it so.
Congratulations. And let's make sure that the... Yeah, 720 is fine. Let's see what unfolds with this one. Oddly enough.
How did you know I was here?
You're always here. Thought you might be hiding.
Huh? All that trouble just for me? The truth is, I've been shutting myself away again. Once I got to thinking about the war being over, a lot of my old fears started to return. I'm afraid to go home. Afraid to see my parents.
Oh.
I don't know what to do. Please help me.
Oh, look at the stuffed bear in the room. Come with me.
Wait, where are we going? Don't make me go.
We're not gonna make you go. Are you gonna take us to the Goddess Tower? There we go.
Goddess Tower? What are we doing here? This is it. We're all alone. The perfect time. You're going to kill me, aren't you?
No. I would never do that.
All right, I've made my peace, and for what it's worth, I'm glad it's...
I'm glad it's you.
You wouldn't? Of course you wouldn't. I'm not even worth killing, am I?
No, not...
I knew it all along. I'll go lock myself away now.
Oh, I love you, Bernie. Oh, you called you Bernie, too.
What did you just say? Is that a ring?
Yes.
Well, this is, what kind of ring is this?
Bruh.
When a man gives a woman a ring,
Yes?
it usually only means...
Mm-hmm.
Is that what this means?
Yes.
I don't know what to say.
Well, actually, it's laced with poison. You're about to be... This is the perfect opportunity. We're killing you, Bernie.
I accept. Of course I accept.
Okay.
This means I'll be able to shut myself away in peace again. You can go off doing your hero things, and I'll hold down the fort.
Don't I get a say in... That's not happening, no.
No, come on, please. You just won't let me off the hook, will you?
No.
In that case, I have a favor to ask.
Go ahead.
There's a reason I've been able to cope with going out of the monastery so much.
And that is?
It's because I've been with you. I'll never completely get over my anxiety, or my fear of strangers, or my compulsive need to run and hide.
Fair.
So whenever you tell me to go outside, I want you to come with me. Wherever we go, whatever we do, I want us to be together. Always.
Hard blushing, too. That sounds perfect. I'm sure it sounds perfect to her, too.
Because when I'm with
Oh my
you,
gosh!
I feel... Wait, did you agree?
Yes.
You mean it? You're the greatest! I love you so much! We're going to be so happy together!
Classic Bernie. She's like, wait, really? Dope!
Oh,
okay, we've seen
is this where you...
so many times. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna skip and skip. You'll love to see her. Oh yeah, hold on. We gotta go back just a smidgen. Petra's one of those people that, and I'm gonna pause right before it, that I have just like, over and over again, been so close. I will tell you, when I was selecting Happy, Petra was my number 2, Shamir was my number 3. When I selected Constance, Petra was my number 2. I think Annette was my number 3, and Shamir was my number 4. Petra has been like there at the top a whole bunch of times, and I believe the first time I think Petra was like third. The first time it was D. Leone and then Petra. Petra's one of my favorites, so I'm glad we get to see
We really
this.
had success. We got the victory. The war is finished now. But there are still many, many problems for solving. It is past the time I should be returning to Brigid.
Oh dang. You're going home?
Yes. My grandfather. I can't be leaving him now. Our relationship with Fodlan will be changing.
Right.
I am royalty of Brigid. There are duties that I must be fulfilling.
That is true.
But I can't be sitting on the throne.
Why not?
I will be choosing a new leader. And then I will be returning to Fodlan. This is what my heart is wanting.
Oh, really? So that's what you want then?
Yes. I am meaning... No? I will try to speak with more precision.
Okay.
If I were staying away from Fodlan, then I could not be having what I am wanting.
There we go.
And that is... I will be telling you now if you are wanting to hear it.
Yes.
I am wanting to stay with you. I have hopes that we can spend all of our lives close to each other. I want us to be supporting each other and live with each other in times of joy and times of sorrow. In all of the times.
All of the times.
Is that a possibility?
It's a hard blush too. Petra, you can have this ring.
This is a ring of promise. I have understanding, and I am accepting with all of my heart.
Oh?
Rings are for promising weddings.
Yes.
I read all about that custom in a Fodlan book.
Her studies.
I have never told my feelings to someone like that before. I had so much nervousness. You have made my heart fly with happiness. I, Petra, give you my promise. Spirits of Earth, please be guiding us home for all of our days. Spirits of Water, please be filling our cups with kindness and good fortune. Spirits of Wind, please be gifting us freedom and divine protection. Those are the words we are saying in Brigid when we give someone our promise.
I give my promise to you.
There is one other thing to be said.
And that is? I love you? Yes? Oh.
My beloved, you are the most precious thing in the world to me. You...
I kind of regret not picking her.
enchant and fascinate me, and each day you set my heart aflame.
Petra, that was beautiful.
Did I give you a surprise? I have been practicing those words with great diligence. I am so happy. You have my deep gratitude and all of my heart, for now and forever.
I think she's got a solid place in the top 5.
There you are.
We have seen Mercy.
Adoptive father. I'm going in charge of my own destiny.
Why would you need to become? Yeah, it's pretty much, it's exactly the same. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine.
This much intent.
And then she's gonna be like, I'm as clever as the other brain. Yeah.
There you
Oh,
are.
Annette.
Everybody's been looking for you.
What? You and Ignatz just walking in here all upset. Where are you? Everyone's been looking for
It
you.
must be hard being so popular. I bet it's a whole lot of work, too.
Yeah?
If I'm being honest, I'm a little bit envious.
Are you? It's hard work. I don't like to keep busy. Don't do it. Ugh. Ugh.
So do I. Like I said, I'm envious. After each battle, there's always more to do, so every day is exciting in its own way. Though it's true I haven't been able to relax for a while, no matter where I go or what I do.
Right.
Okay, so I finally realized why it is I feel this way.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I need you.
Need you. What do you mean?
When I'm with you, I feel like I can be myself.
Oh.
It's not a matter of doing my best or not doing my best. What really affects my happiness is whether I'm with you or not.
Wow. That's powerful.
Actually, I've practiced what I'm gonna say to you countless times. But of course, now that it's time to say it, I'm feeling shy. Terribly shy.
Oh. I feel the same way.
You what?
She's like, sorry? Here, snatch this.
You really mean it?
Yeah. Oh. The oh goodness, you really mean it was really nice. Yes?
I'm sorry. Why am I crying when I'm so happy? I've been so worried about this. I was thinking about what I'd do if you said no.
Oh my gosh.
But then you asked me. I didn't even have to ask you. I'm just so relieved. I love you so very, very much. We'll be together forever and ever. I promise to make you happier than anyone's ever been. My darling.
Okay, well, yeah. She started to cry and I almost started to cry. I think that one might be better. It's not better than Petra's. I actually really like Petra's a lot, but that one tugged on my heartstrings. Go on, keep going.
Is something the matter? You seem lost in thought.
Just taking a little break. I was waiting for you.
Oh? I didn't know. Though that is a bit of a coincidence.
Oh, true.
I came here in hopes of finding you. I had a feeling you might be here. Actually, I wanted to speak with you about something.
Sure.
I promised myself I would wait until the war was over.
What is it?
Well?
Yes?
Professor, I have feelings for you.
Oh?
Of course, I respect you as a person, and I'll understand if you can't love me back.
Oh my
but
gosh.
Still, I had to tell you. Though my focus has ever been on my duty and training, I cannot deny the feelings that have arisen. My dream is to attain knighthood. But now, I have a new dream to hold tight to.
Oh wow.
That is to be with you. Always.
Byleth, straight-faced Byleth. Ingrid's like, here, I got something for you.
Oh, is this?
Yeah.
I must say, I'm a little inelegant with such matters. Battle is all I know. Are you quite certain?
Yeah.
You truly desire to share your life with me?
She's probably gotta be so happy.
I'm so happy.
Yep, well, there she is.
I worried that my feelings would go unrequited.
I think everyone
all
has
of
that.
That is out in the open. I feel as light as a feather. My love, I swear to stay by your side, always. I swear on the goddess above, and on you, here at my side. You and I together, entering this new age. No matter what the future brings, I will stand by you as your sword, your shield, and your dearest companion.
Yo, her voice is like butter. Spreading butter on pancakes. Goodness gracious, I still love her voice.
There is nothing
That's also
that
very
brings
cute.
me more joy. It truly is all I need in this world. I love you so very much. I'm sorry. I'm overcome. This may take some getting used to.
It's fine. Oh, Ingrid. I almost picked Ingrid during the... Oh, hello. I almost picked Ingrid during the Golden Deer route. But now I'm just starting with Lysithea, who starts with just an ellipses. So this is going to be great.
Professor,
Yes? We've done what we can. About?
We have. I can feel that the crests are no longer a part of me.
Oh.
That must mean my body will.
We can't say for sure, but we can hope. Oh, that's awesome. They got her crest
Professor.
out. They
No
snatched her
matter
crest
the
out.
outcome, I feel a sense of peace. I have hope, and that hope will carry me through it all. You've done so much, searching for a way to remove my crest, to save me. I can't tell you how much it means to me.
Well, now that the Death Knight is gone, I was like, well, we don't need your 2 crests anymore. You can have none, or 1, or 0, or however many you want. But you know what? We gotta have you live longer. So what will you do?
I will not claim my title. House Ordelia will end with my father's generation. After this, I'm going to begin preparations for our family's dissolution.
Wow.
This will ensure that the people of our territory will not be troubled. And my parents will be able to live out their lives in peace.
They deserve it. They've had it rough too. And after that?
A good question. I hadn't considered it. But assuming I have life left in me,
True.
would it be alright if I came back here to stay by your side? Without my crests, I'm not sure what all I'd be able to do for you. But
You're a
you
good
have
study.
given me a new life. I want to use my time to support you however I can.
Lysithea, take this. Take that!
Oh, is this... This is...
I'll be waiting for your safe return. Oh, dang.
What I said earlier about not caring what the outcome of all this is, I take it back.
Oh.
For the longest time, I didn't think I'd be around to be a part of the future you and everyone were creating, that I had no place in it. But now, I cannot fight it any longer. I do care, and I do not wish to give up on chasing that future. I do not wish to die. I refuse to give up on myself or on our future. And so, I promise to come back to you, no matter what.
Oh my gosh.
Once I'm back,
We will chase that future together.
yes, I quite like the sound of that. Together. It is decided. We will be together forever, living long, full lives. Count on it, my love.
Okay, that's really sweet. Oh, man.
I apologize for chasing after you.
I think I gotta put Lysithea up there. Just because she got rid of it. Yeah. I felt that one too. I think a lot of Nightwings made me laugh, but on a lot of Skylords, I'm like feeling them.
I really need to speak with you, but I can come back if now is not a good time.
No, now's fine. What's good?
Thank you. You've always been so accepting of me. You've never rejected me for my flaws. You have given me the strength and courage to look forward to my future. But I won't know what to do with myself when the war has ended. When I'm gone, will I keep moving forward or back?
Oh. What do you want to do?
Well, my adoptive father wants me to return home right away.
Don't think you want to do
all
that.
talk of marrying me off to a powerful noble on hold. For now. Apparently, I'm being hailed as a hero back home.
Oh!
Can you imagine that? Me, a hero.
Well, in the Golden Deer route, she was a fantastic healer, so yeah. Even though we almost let her die that one time. We don't talk about that.
And now my family wants me by their side so they can flaunt my new status about town. How silly. Even so, it is nice that my relationship with my adoptive father has improved. It is starting to feel as though I am a true daughter to him at last.
Still kind of grimy. Will you return home as requested?
No,
I've been considering what would be the best course for my future, and... Well, here, please, won't you take this?
Go on. That's curious. Right? She popped the ring on you before you could do it.
I'm sorry for surprising you with this so suddenly. In truth, I've surprised even myself.
For all of Skylord's scenes, he pops the ring first so far. I know Constance popped it first too, but goodness gracious. And Marianne especially. I would have never thought. I thought she would have been too or terribly shy, just like Annette, but Marianne popping it, that's
unthinkable that
good on
someone
you,
who spent their
Marianne.
entire life avoiding people could offer you a ring. But who I
Oh.
am now, it's all thanks to you. You've shown me a strength I didn't know I could possess. I wanted you to see how far I've come and how much I've grown. I guess I wanted you to see me show a little bravery. I'm not asking you to marry me here and now. That would be a bit much, perhaps. Maybe we can just think of this as a promise that you will always be in my heart.
Oh. Oh. Oh, that's so nice.
What? Really?
Yes,
You would want to marry me? Even with all my flaws?
that's what marriage is all about. Love you just the way you are.
You know,
Yes?
I'm stronger now, but I can grow even more if you stay by my side. I'll do everything in my power to support you, and I hope you will continue to support me as well. I love you so very deeply. Thank you for giving me the world.
Okay, this was actually really pleasant too. Marianne. And Hilda,
Hey, Professor. What are you doing daydreaming in a place like this?
the goddess tower.
I was doing the same thing. I've been thinking, Professor. I worked hard to make it this far.
You did.
All I wanted was to enjoy life, but so much for that. I had to go and become diligent, and it's entirely your fault.
No, it's Edelgard's fault. Although the red border at the bottom does make me believe that this is the Silver Snow route, so we recruited her, so I guess maybe it is technically our fault. It is? I guess so.
Yes, you believed in me even when I told you not to. When I failed, you encouraged me. You kept looking out for me.
True.
Being treated like that, well, it made me want to try harder.
Then he did good as a professor.
I've gone to such lengths for you, you know. What a pain.
You've done well. Or thank you. I think thank you's probably the better option, yeah.
Does that mean I'm off the hook now?
Off the hook for
I
what?
guess it doesn't matter because peace is here. No more hard work. Let's celebrate.
No, there's plenty more hard work to do. Not so fast.
Aw, what? I thought the fighting was over.
Here, take this.
Does this mean what I think it means?
Yes. Yes.
Wow, If I accept, we'll be depending on each other for the rest of our lives.
Yes.
Your life's gonna be hard. You wanna lay that burden on me too? Here I
Your
thought I
life's
was
gonna
free
be
as a bird again. Don't you think this is a bit much? You're doing it again, overestimating me.
Goodness
And
gracious.
yet, I have no choice but to accept. It's all your fault again. This time, for making me fall in love with you.
Oh, my
I
bad.
do have one condition, however.
And that is?
Don't
No
go
more
thinking
wars?
you can keep expecting things from me. A girl's gotta draw a line in the sand somewhere.
Goodness gracious.
From now on, I'm only going to do the things I want to do.
That's dangerous.
So, say if I want to support you for the rest of our lives, I'll go ahead and do
Okay.
that. And I'll do the best I can.
Okay.
As for you, you had better keep taking care of me too. Got it?
Deal.
Well then, now that all of that is settled, I happily accept.
Okay.
Thank you for watching over me and believing in me. Let's keep doing that for each other for the rest of our lives.
That was a very Hilda way of doing that, of accepting that, and I loved every single second of it. That was awesome. And then... Oh,
Professor,
hello.
What are you doing here?
The one I never got to see. I could ask you the same.
I was talking to Gerald.
Leonie, he's dead at this point, you know? Were you at his grave?
The sky feels so close, like you can almost touch the stars. I thought my voice might reach him.
What were you saying?
That the war's finally over. And that his kid and his greatest apprentice did an amazing job out there. Maybe I'm overselling the part I played.
Yeah, on the Silver Snope route, you didn't do much for me.
Thanks. But I was nothing compared to you. I feel like an idiot for ever thinking I could surpass you.
Well,
I have managed to keep my promise, though.
keeping me safe?
So, how would you feel about hiring me again? Can't exactly go and break my word now, can I?
Your promise is already fulfilled.
The war's over, but the enemy might still be lurking. What if they're waiting until I'm gone to attack you?
Leonie, I'll be fine.
But... oh, I get it. You're probably pretty tired of me always trailing after you, huh?
No. Not at all. In fact, I love you, Leonie.
Love? As in the way a commander loves his soldiers, right?
Dumbfounded face with a little slight blush. That's my favorite, Leonie.
Oh, that's... that kind of love. Can this really be happening? You want to marry me?
Yeah.
Of course I will. You are being serious, right? That would be an awful joke.
It would be an awful joke.
I'm sorry. I should have been more honest.
Okay.
All that stuff about my promise a minute ago, it was mostly just an excuse for wanting to be near you. But I'm not really the romantic type, so I had a hard time coming out and saying it.
I figured.
Are you sure this is what you want, though? I know I'm not exactly conventional.
Which is why you were almost... You were one of my first... In fact, I think I have only married one noble, and it was a former noble, and it was Constance. You were very much on the list of potentials. Yes.
Guess I'm really wearing this ring then, aren't I?
Go for it.
But I do still have a promise to keep with Captain Gerald, too.
Keep me safe?
You've got a big job ahead of you, building a whole new Fodlan.
Oh, Leonie.
I'm going to support you through all of that. Make sure it never gets to be too much. Then that's that. I promise to protect you until death parts us. And I'll be happy for you to do the same for me.
Okay. Well, look, y'all, I really love Leonie. I really do.
Tell me.
Flame.
What is it you were actually trying to say?
I told you already. Have they just been going through this over and over again?
You cannot possibly be serious.
This is like us walking in.
True. You are sincerely saying that the
progenitor
god Sothis dwells within you, and that you have inherited her power?
Yes.
That is utterly bizarre.
Well, yeah, but it's the truth.
If I may be so bold, do you consider yourself male or female? I have only ever heard you referred to as a male, but Sothis is most assuredly female.
True.
Am I to believe that you are a male goddess?
Yes.
I am not certain how much sense that makes.
I have said that through most of the routes. I've been like, I am your goddess.
I suppose there are circumstances by which such a thing is possible.
Mm-hmm. Never said I was a goddess. Well, hold on. That's not exactly true. I've said that many times while I was playing as Skylord. In fact, I have probably said it at least one time today.
Oh, are you not? But if you have inherited her power, then surely the two of you have become one.
That is true, we have.
It all makes my head spin. I suppose I will take your word for it.
Flame, here, take this. It'll make you less confused. It's a Snickers.
This is a ring. Oh my, it is beautiful. so delicate and feminine.
Yes.
Is this your ring? So then you walk around with a woman's ring. Surely this is proof that...
You're missing the point. And don't tell Seth.
Oh wait! Now I recall.
Yes?
I have heard that it is customary to bestow a ring upon the person one wishes to marry.
Yes, and now connect the dots.
Mean... Does this mean what I think it means?
Yes. Flame, you are a marriage option.
Me? You? Us? You mean to tell me that you have fallen in love with me?
How are we gonna explain this to Seth? I love you dearly. How are we gonna explain this to Seth?
I think I might faint.
You're the first person on this route that has said that.
No one has ever... Well, of course they have not.
Yeah, because of Seth.
I am quite taken aback. Are you most certain I am the one whom you love? I always knew there was a deep, special bond between us. I never quite imagined that it might develop into this. Or perhaps I did imagine it. Often.
Classic Flame.
I must ask once more. Are you certain that you are not the goddess Sothis?
I'm positive. I'm not, really.
This is all so surreal. I graciously accept your proposal and this beautiful ring.
She was like, are you sure you're not Sothis? just get 100% sure, because, you know, children of the goddess, that's me, the goddess Sothis. I can't be married my own mother.
Your heart is as vast as the ocean. I ask that you wrap me in your embrace, for now and for all eternity.
Flame does have a fantastic way with words.
Oh, are you sure you should be here?
Why?
There must be tons of young girls falling over themselves just to get near a hero like you.
Well...
Or are you not interested in such attention?
Not really. Alright, it's time to flirt with Manuela.
What?
No.
Not looking for romance, then?
Didn't say that.
So that's why you never gave in, no matter how many times I tried.
Maybe I did give in.
Listen, I get it. No need to explain anything. It's better this way. It means I wasn't the problem.
You're wrong. You were the problem.
Wait, am I the problem?
No.
I suppose if I had some charm, maybe you would have fallen for me. Oh, why does this always happen to me?
Poor Manuela. I want to get married or I'm in love. Either or, they'll get the same response.
I don't doubt it. So, who's the lucky gal? You probably have your pick.
Of anybody, correct? Here you go. I adore you, Manuela. Will you marry me?
What?
That is a good shocked face.
Have you gotten me confused with someone else?
No. Of course not. You were the day one.
You don't need to take pity on me, okay?
She was my day one. Edelgard wasn't even my day one. Edelgard showed up and I was like, okay, cool. But then I saw Manuela and I was like, hello? She was my day one.
Okay? Or... that's not it, is it? I can see it in your eyes.
Yeah.
Nobody's looked at me that way in a long, long time.
Oh.
I sound like a schoolgirl, but this is the moment I've always dreamed of. So of course I'm going to mess it up by not knowing how to answer.
We have your answer soon?
Just give me a minute to compose myself.
Of course.
Okay. Come on, Manuela. Whew, that's better. So, my answer...
Yes?
Yes! Yes, I would love to marry you!
Okay, good.
I'm a complete mess, and I'll be a massive pain to you from now on. But in exchange for the trouble, I promise to give you all of my love. So don't let me down, you hear? No. Until this moment, I didn't realize how much my heart longed to call you my own. I want to love you, and to be loved by you, I want to share my life with you. And you really like that idea? Oh, oh goodness. Oh, I just giggled. Maybe I'm not as old as I tell myself. Or maybe you just make me feel good about myself, my darling.
You know, I'd really like Manuela. I really do. She's on this list. I'm just gonna exclude the people because I'm gonna be biased to and in fact I'm gonna take the do off of here and put somebody else up on their list. Because I'm gonna be wholly and sincerely biased to the ones that I actually chose, because they will forever be in my upper echelons. But we will continue. I love Manuela. I won't lie.
This place.
Oh, we can actually skip Gilbert because that stays the same. And we go on to. Alois is probably after this. Oh no, we have Catherine and Shamir. One of them is probably next. Or, no, it's Alois. Yep. So we can go on through that. Uh-oh. There we go. Thunderbrand. Hello.
Sorry to bother you, Professor. I know you're busy.
Yeah?
You're going to be the new Archbishop after all.
Yeah.
I'd just like a word.
Sure.
As you might imagine, I've been contemplating my future.
You're leaving the Knights? You're leaving the monastery?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Right.
I've always seen myself as a servant of Lady Rhea, not of the church.
Right.
Now that she's stepping down, I'm lost. I don't know what to do. I suppose I could go back to Fargus and take up the Karen name again.
True.
But that's not what I want. I'd rather not be tied down by my family name.
Then carry on as a knight.
It wouldn't feel right, falling back on knighthood simply because it's what I know.
Right.
It would be different if I had a reason to continue being a knight.
Such as?
Well... If you told me you wanted me to remain a knight, that would be a good enough reason.
Oh.
Or if you said you wanted me to stay by your side forever. Or if you said you wanted to get married, for example.
Oh, hello, Catherine. Then marry me. She gave you 3 options.
Wait,
you were like, wait, what?
Are you being serious?
Toss her that ring. Here, take that. Take that!
But I'm Thunder Catherine, whose very name frightens little children. Who knows what I might do to you?
Oh, that's fine.
I'm no good at cooking or sewing or anything remotely domestic. Why me?
Because I love you. That's a good answer. That's good. Oof. Oof. That's a good answer.
I'm glad. As for me, I love you too. Deeply.
That's a good answer.
I never expected things to turn out this way. But now that they have, I'm certain I wish to remain a knight and stay by your side. Will you accept?
Yeah.
Good.
Oh.
After all, swinging a sword has been the only life I've known. But from now on, the power of Thunderbrand is ours, not just mine.
Okay, this is
For
actually
now
really
and
sweet.
Forever. You can't escape me. I hope you're ready.
Why is everyone in a part of the church a mess? Oh.
Sorry for making you wait. Negotiations went long.
That took forever. Negotiations.
Nothing to worry about. They tried convincing me to stay on as a mercenary, but I said no.
Oh.
I've been considering a different kind of commitment instead.
Really?
Less of a contract, more of a promise.
Oh. I'd like that.
Good. I thought you might want to follow Fodlan tradition and exchange rings.
Oh my gosh. They're just ready for it. Goodness gracious.
Right. That's that. Shall we be off?
No, that's at the top. I love that. Just the casual, that's 100%. I regret not picking Shamir because I would have lost it. I wish it just would have cut right there. I would have been like, I would have stood up and I would have applauded. You have no idea.
What's wrong?
Go
Are you
on.
Expecting more? We've been fighting together for so long. No need for words. I've said enough. Right?
No. This is a special occasion.
I can see this is important to you. Fine then. I vow to stay with you through all of life's many hardships. I will stay by your side, and you'll stay by mine. I left Dagda, crossed through Bridget, and came to Fodlan on my own.
Right.
I chose the life of a mercenary, alone, and free to live wherever and however I pleased.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm choosing to remain here, to live the rest of my life with you. Is that enough? I'm just embarrassed.
And now Shamir's blushing. You've never seen it. That was wonderful.
Look at us. We have no idea what to do with ourselves.
Exactly. They fit so well together.
Right. This is a special day. Now then, are you ready to go?
Yes. Stay a little longer.
Fine. We can stay. I've already made a fool of myself. No point in trying to avoid it now.
Oh.
So, what else is there to talk about?
Talk.
Oh, right. Remember when I mentioned how much you have in common with my old partner?
Yeah?
I don't think that's actually true.
Oh.
I didn't want to admit that I was attracted to you. So, I convinced myself that I was just pining for the past.
Oh.
I was worried that revealing those feelings would ruin our friendship.
Oh, I get that too.
Anyway, it's your turn to talk. Tell me about your past.
There isn't much to tell. Oh, and they're holding hands there at the bottom too.
Lucky I love you. Otherwise, I wouldn't let you get away with an answer like that.
Okay. Well. Okay. Okay, we can skip this one too. In fact, I think we might be done. Because after this, it's just Rhea, Sothis,
You are a
my
fool.
mans,
Just standing there and acting nonchalant.
Yuri again.
Have you already forgotten about me?
Well,
and then
undeniable
Constance,
charms,
and
of course.
then
So I've gotta
freaking
know.
Constance, I love her, and then Happy, and then it's
Is
over.
there any
Yeah,
room in your bright and shining world for something?
I think that's it. That's all she wrote. Yeah, yeah, that's all she wrote. That was everything. Goodness gracious, which means next week I'm totally ready to do a tier list. Are those my top 5? Petra, Annette, Shamir, Lysithia, and Manuela? Yeah, I'll take that. I'll run with that. Shamir, God, I love Shamir. I love Manuela's. I love all of these characters. It's such a fantastic game. If I'm putting anybody else at the top 5, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put Raph up there. I might put Ash back up there, or Ignatz. I kind of liked Ignatz a lot. I'm gonna put Ignatz up here. Yeah, Ignatz laid it on super thick, and I was like, that's my boy. No one's smoother than that, man. So yeah, in terms of my favorites, 5 favorites who were not people who I chose, because if I went back, I'd be like, well, I'd have trouble putting D on both sides. And I would definitely put Constance and Petra out there. Not Constance and Petra, Constance and Happy. The D would definitely be up there. I have a special connection with those ones, because I chose those ones. But for Nightwing, I had Ignatz, Ferdy, Baltus, Caspar, and Felix. Because Felix might be number 1 out of those, because Felix is a nut. That man's just like, against the wall crazy. You love to see that. Shamir's definitely number 1 for those. Then Petra, Annette. Oh, freaking Annette's made my heart. That one, if I had chosen Annette, I might have cried on camera. Lysithia and Manuela. And that's all of that, so I think that's where we're gonna cut it. This was probably a 2-hour and a little bit of change experience, so about normal timing. Next time, we'll do a tier list, and then the Monday after that, I think we're gonna start whatever next Fire Emblem we're gonna play. I know which one I have chosen now. I need to do some testing, get the ratios right on OBS, and then I'm gonna start getting into that real soon. And I'm excited for it, but next week, be ready for a tier list, because until then, this has been United States Aviator taking off, Year of the Ascent, Toon Link Dave, United States Aviator. I'm glad we did this, because this was... there were some nuts in here, and I would have never known. Oh, man. Manuela, I think, low-key, one of my favorites. I won't lie. But Shamir, that scene was perfect. I need to get back... Can we just go back real quick? Look at the very start of theirs real quick one more time? Just very quickly. Because it was just so good.
Sorry for making you wait. Negotiations went long.
Negotiations, huh?
Nothing to worry about. They tried convincing me to stay on as a mercenary, but I said no. I've been considering a different kind of commitment instead.
Correct.
Less of a contract.
More of a promise. I'd like that. And he was just like, I'd like that.
I thought you might want to follow Fodlan tradition and exchange rings.
And then they just went whoop, and then they just went whoop, and I was just like, what?
Hey, that's that. Shall we be off?
They had already had things settled and diced off. That's incredible. That might be my favorite one out of all of them, just because of how... That's just the both of them. That fits. That one fits so well. Stay classy. You're gonna be a saint. Toodaloo, Flight Crew. Thanks for watching.